If you are struggling with irregular periods and weight gain, this could be PCOS and you can manage it naturally. This PCOS is not a life sentence. It's not supposed to be with you till the end of your life. Yes, it can be healed naturally just with some natural lifestyle changes. Let's understand how. So don't let PCOS control your life. Reverse it with lifestyle changes. Reverse these symptoms and feel like yourself all over again. So first things first, let's break down the word PCOS in the first place. PCOS means poly. Poly is many, multiple. C is for cystic, cysts. Does that mean you have a lot of cysts on your ovaries? Not necessarily. Actually, these are not cysts on your ovaries but follicles. Follicles are the eggs that your ovaries is producing, and more number of eggs is what this cyst is trying to indicate, but in reality they are follicles. Ovarian means, of course, it is related to your ovaries, and syndrome means a disorder which has more than one symptoms, many symptoms. So what are the symptoms of PCOS? It could be infrequent menstruation or it could be prolonged menstruation. It is excess male hormones into your body, which are androgens. It could also mean infertility, which means you are trying to conceive but you are not able to. It could even mean hair growth, excessive hair growth like a male pattern over your body. It could be on your facial hair or different parts of your body. This is also a symptom of PCOS. It could even be thinning of hair or excessive hair loss, or particularly receding this hairline on the front. It could mean a lot of acne all over your face, or it could even mean having insulin resistance. So let's understand what is the cause of this. Why does a person really go through a PCOS? There are a lot of myths. Some people will tell you that this is a lifestyle now. You will have to manage it all your life. There isn't any cure for PCOS. That is not true. Some people may say that it is genetic or it has environmental factors because of which this has come on to you. Genetic, that is a question mark. Yes, when it comes to heredity, you have a gene for it, but that does not mean that that gene will always be activated. If you change your lifestyle, then your lifestyle pulls the trigger and makes sure whether or not that gene gets activated or not. So heredity loads the gun for you, but it is the lifestyle that pulls the trigger. Many of them tell you that it is related to insulin resistance, but does anyone check insulin? They check your blood sugar. When your blood sugar is checked, it tells you whether or not you are a diabetic or a pre-diabetic. But your insulin is not checked, and there is a possibility that even if you have normal blood sugar levels, your insulin may be high. This is because your insulin levels will buffer your sugar levels till a point when you are not able to manage it anymore, and then you are labeled as a pre-diabetic or a diabetic. Because of this connection with insulin resistance, a lot of medications that are given to you for PCOS are metformin. So when you get a metformin, it is actually trying to treat your insulin resistance. This insulin resistance is like a cycle. You eat a lot of carbohydrates and your blood sugar rises. When your blood sugar rises, there is more insulin production. When there is more insulin production, you feel more hungry, you feel more tired. And what is the primary role of insulin? Insulin's primary role is also to store. Here it starts storing fat, and hence all of those women who are going through PCOS land up seeing a fatter belly or having fat accumulation on their belly. And because of this excessive hunger, because of this excessive fatigue, you land up eating a lot more carbs and the cycle goes on. This is the cycle of insulin resistance. When your body is producing insulin but your cells are enough of it. So watch the amount of carbohydrates that you are eating and the number of times you are eating. Binge eating will not help. Eating heavy at the end of the day will also not help. We will come to the tips a little later. Let's come to cause number 2. Did you know that there is a sac around each of these eggs that is getting produced by your ovaries? It is this sac that makes the androgens for you. And these androgens are further supposed to be converted into estrogen. There is an enzyme that helps these androgens to get converted into estrogen. But when this enzyme is blocked, that is when the androgens do not get converted into estrogen, and hence you land up into a situation of high level of androgens, which is one of the symptoms of PCOS. So what is causing the blockage of this enzyme that converts the androgens into estrogen? The blockage of this enzyme happens because of glyphosate. Glyphosate comes from the GMO food, genetically modified foods that you are consuming, or it could even come from the animal food that you are eating. Because what are animals fed? Today, most animals are fed with GMO food. Let's look at cause number 3. The cause number 3 is a high insulin-like growth factor. This is a hormone that is made by your liver and helps regulate the sugar when you are not eating. So when you are eating, it is insulin that is regulating the sugar. When you are not eating, it is this IGF-1 that is actually regulating your sugar. So when you consume a high amount of carbohydrates and you get a high amount of insulin resistance, it increases the IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, and it is this high amount of insulin-like growth factor that actually converts into androgens, which means greater amount of androgen. Let's look at cause number 4, which is related to your stress. Now, when we have a high amount of stress, it raises something called as a cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. This further correlates to high adrenal stress, and this in itself can be a major cause for PCOS. So calming down will definitely help, but how will you calm down? A lot of our herbal drinks such as your chamomile tea or your kava, or it could even be your ashwagandha, which is actually regulating your stress levels. When all of this comes into your body, it makes sure that there is support to the neurotransmitters, and in effect your stress goes down. Did you know that PCOS is also directly related to your sleep? Usually people with PCOS have little bit of sleep disturbance problem. Usually the people with PCOS also have a low vitamin D. So if your vitamin D is low, then your melatonin production is low. So when your melatonin hormone, which kicks in for sleep in the night, is low, then you definitely have disturbed sleep. A lot of them also have insomnia. Sometimes the cause can be as simple as exercise. No, I'm not trying to say that exercise is bad. What I'm trying to say is that if you are with a condition of PCOS, then there are certain types of exercises that suit you and certain types of exercises that don't go well with you. The best forms of exercise for somebody who is having a problem like PCOS is your yoga or a Pilates or anything that is a gentle exercise, anything like a light jogging or walking, anything that is light for your body. But if you are somebody who is into high intensity interval training, or if you are somebody who is into high cardio activity, then let me put it very straight that this is definitely not PCOS friendly. Did you know that PCOS has a lot to do with your hormones, and hence anything that is an endocrine disruptor or your hormone disruptor is absolutely bad for you. The most important and the most common thing that is an endocrine disruptor is your mobile phones or the gadgets around you, your Wi-Fi, cellular activity and the radiation around you. Even when you are sleeping, your Wi-Fi routers are on, they need to be switched off. Whatever that you consume or whatever that you wear, make sure it is not plastic or it is natural fabric that touches your body. Let's come to the tips that will help you in your PCOS condition. Number 1, grounding. So if you are able to walk barefoot on grass or on sand or any natural surface, then the electron exchange between the earth and your body is going to enable that the balance starts coming into your body, and hence you definitely can reverse your PCOS-like condition. This is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to take as much sunlight as possible, because it is this vitamin D that will make sure that the melatonin comes in, and melatonin will make sure that your sleep cycles are regular, which will further make sure that your stress levels are reduced, and a lot of other balance related to different organs into your body starts coming into place. And this is a major trigger when it comes to your PCOS condition. Number 3, reduce your EMF exposure. So get your Wi-Fi routers off, especially while you are sleeping in the night. 1 hour before you sleep, do not use any of those radiations or gadgets or the blue lights around you. And even if you have to someday, then make sure you're wearing blue light blocking glasses. When it comes to your diet, it is very important to take a diet that is anti-inflammatory. And the diet that will be anti-inflammatory is from your fruits and vegetables and your nuts and seeds. When you have a mix of all of 4 every single day, then you have an anti-inflammatory diet. Yes, you need to reduce your carbs, but when you reduce your carbohydrates, bring up your protein and fat levels. And this fat can come from your desi ghee. It can come from your soaked nuts or your soaked seeds. Your protein will come from your sprouts. It will come from your legumes. Also nuts and seeds. A lot of omega-3, and all of this is going to help you in your condition of PCOS. I have told you about the kind of exercises that you can do, which is related to yoga or Pilates or light jogging or any gentle mild exercise. A number of herbal medications like ashwagandha will reduce your stress levels. A lot of liver supporting herbs such as your coriander, which is kothmeer, or even your Kari patta, which is curry leaves. A mixture of both of them with lime and ginger removed as a juice with the fiber is going to help you in your condition. It will detoxify the liver and make sure it provides a supportive environment for healing your PCOS. To treat your insulin resistance, the easiest way is to, of course, reduce carbs, rely more on fruits and vegetables, and make sure that you have intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is a very vague term and many people construe it very differently. But the simplest way to do it is fasting when you are sleeping, which means have an early dinner. Late night dinners are not going to help you. Have an early dinner and not a very heavy dinner. And then when you sleep with a light stomach with at least about a 2 hour of a gap, this creates a right atmosphere for melatonin to kick in, which gives you deep sleep. And in this time, when your body is not busy in digestion, but it is actually busy in detoxification, because you are into an intermittent fast while you are sleeping, your body is going to remove a lot of inflammation out of your body, detoxify itself just by changing your food timings and keeping it light for your dinners. Trust me, the root cause is insulin resistance, and this insulin resistance is best dealt with certain lifestyle changes, food habit changes, and of course intermittent fasting. If you've taken care of these, you've targeted the root cause of PCOS. The next tip, of course, is to not eat anything that is GMO. Genetically modified foods are not going to help you. Consume foods that are absolutely rich in antioxidants, that are rich in fiber, that are rich in water content, that are rich in natural enzymes. And the best source for this is greater amount of fruits and vegetables. Make sure you are not consuming any meal before your salad. Start with your salad and then your meals. It will make a tremendous difference. I hope these tips are useful. If you've liked the content, please like, share and subscribe. For you, it's just a click of a button. For me, it's a huge motivation to be able to bring in more content in front of you. Till we meet again in another video, please like, share, subscribe and comment. I would love to hear from you and personally reply to each one of you. Namaste.